Hey everybody, it's Jason with Outdoor Adventures. Thanks for joining me. Today I thought I would go in a little more depth than I usually did as far as a question I've been receiving quite often, and that is, what camera equipment do I use when I film for YouTube? Usually I just respond and I just say, this is the main camera, this is the waterproof camera, and I go into what tripod and monopod that I'm using when I'm out there. I kind of like to go in a little bit more depth because I hate just giving that same dry answer. So now I can just kind of send them this link and they can kind of see for themselves. So first off, the main camera that I bring is a Sony Handycam CX405. It's fairly cheap, it's 1080p, it does up to 60 frames per second, and it has a decently high bit rate, which from what I was researching matters a lot whenever you are rendering your video. Speaking of rendering your video, I use Adobe Premiere CC. It's like a monthly subscription thing. Usually the YouTube earnings pay for that subscription, so thank you guys. You guys are keeping the channel going. On top of that, all the music was made with FL Studio. I've had a subscription since I was in high school when it was called Fruity Loops. It's changed to FL Studio, and somehow I have a lifetime subscription to that. I think I bought it for like 50 bucks back in the day, so pretty happy, but all the music that I make is done through FL Studio. What I usually bring is this giant bag of electronics, and this kind of keeps the water out, but more importantly, it provides me some sense of organization. As you can see, this is a lot of stuff to bring. Now, not only is my camera equipment in here, but I also put my headlamp and my MP3 player in here, and we'll get into this bag in this video. For the main camera, the Sony, I carry these Wasabi Power batteries. You can get 2 of these for $20, and it comes with a wall charger and a car charger. 1600 milliamp, so they last a decent amount of time. One of these batteries usually lasts a full day, and like I said, I carry 5. Sometimes I film a little bit more, so I just like to have some extra batteries, especially on longer trips. So 5 extra batteries for the main camera. Now when it rains, I do switch over to my first camera that I've ever used for outdoor adventure filming, and that is a Nikon Coolpix AW110. These things are rugged cameras. They're like shockproof, freeze-proof, waterproof. This thing does a darn good job. No complaints whatsoever about this thing, except for the batteries don't last all that long, especially in cold weather. But, if it's raining, I switch over to this, and this is basically my backup camera, just in case anything happens with the other camera. Now on this one, since the batteries were dying so fast, I ended up getting a total of 8 of these batteries. And what I'll do is I mark them with a little number so I know which ones I've used and I know which ones are next. So I have, if you can see that little label right there, I have 1 through 8, and I do the same thing with the Sony batteries. So this way I take number 1 out, put it in, and I take number 2 out of the bag. Whenever number 2 is dead, I put that in the bag and take out number 3, and so on. And I like that system because it keeps me better organized, and I used to put them in 2 different bags in 2 separate parts of the pack, and that was just a big pain. So little label maker, little sticky note, little Sharpie, whatever, right on your batteries, which one's in order, and you can do it that way. So 8 batteries for the waterproof Nikon camera. Now on longer trips, I'm talking 5 days or more, I will carry these things. These are Vivitar. I love this product. This is actually really good. It charges really fast, but they're Vivitar dual battery chargers. These plug in USB, and we'll get to that in just a second, but it allows me to charge 2 batteries at once. So basically I can kind of just throw these in the hammock when I go to bed, throw a couple batteries in here, and they're ready to go when I wake up in the morning. I can even charge them on the go. Just search for Vivitar camera battery chargers and they'll come right up. I get all this stuff on Amazon. As far as the main camera is concerned, I got this, it's called a dime card. And what this allows you to do, it allows you to take your XD card, if I can get it out, your micro XD card, and they kind of just go into these little slots right here. So that keeps me organized, and my camera will tell me how much time is left on the current card. Each one of these cards are 64 gigs, and I have 4 of them, so it's a decent amount of space. this will give me at least 2 hours, 3 hours max of video that I can come home and edit. I'm still using the Anker Astro Gen 3 12,000 milliamp. It's a battery pack. It has 3 USB high-speed ports on it. I think the max output is 3 amps. Don't quote me on that. I've done a review on this if you're interested. It's been working out great. This has been going strong for 3 years. The only thing about this now is that I have to shake it really, really hard to get it to turn on, which I don't mind, you know, but I might consider looking at something a little lighter. I think this weighs in at, I want to say 10 or 12 ounces, so it's a bit heavy, but and I only bring this on long trips now because of the main camera batteries lasting so long. But you know, this way I can plug, you know, 2 USB cables in here and hook one of these Vivitar chargers up, and I can just charge my camera batteries. That works out really well for me. I really like this thing, but like I said, it's getting kind of hard to turn this on. I'm not sure if like I don't even know if it's called an accelerometer at this point, a gyroscope, whatever that little thing is called that allows it to sense the motion on the battery pack. So that's what I use there to charge all my camera equipment. On top of that, I'll bring my SanDisk Sansa, and in here I'll have a charging cable on longer trips. I'm talking about trips that are longer than 5 days. Usually I just bring the Sansa and a pair of headphones. I like listening to audiobooks. I think it's awesome to just chill around a fire and listen to an audiobook. Now, as far as a headlamp, I'm using the Black Diamond Spot. Why I like this thing, why I chose this model, is that it allows me to hook it up to this battery pack and charge it while I'm hiking, or at night, or when I'm not using it. This is great. This thing takes 3 AAA batteries, and I've got Energizer high capacity. I think they're like 900 or 850 milliamps. I don't anticipate any problems with these higher batteries. The stock batteries you get with this thing are absolutely garbage. I wouldn't even bother using them because they've been giving me and Gary, who also has the same headlamp, a ton of problems. So this is just what I do now. I can charge these batteries. Another perk of this is I can, you know, again, on longer trips, I'll take this Spot Gen 3 device, which will allow friends and family to track my location, and I can send messages and, you know, SOS if I'm really in dire danger or something. But there's 4 AAA batteries in here. Now, you can't charge this with a USB, but you can power it USB. So I have 2 options here. I can take this charger and power it USB, or I can take the 4 AAA batteries out of here and basically charge 2 at a time in the headlamp. So that's a really great option. I actually like this system a lot, especially whenever on a longer trip, like the Superior Hiking Trail that we're going to be on, I'll be able to charge this on the go after it dies through the headlamp. Again, I wish they would allow you to charge through the device, but maybe the Gen 4 model. When you see me, you know, talking to the camera and you're wondering, you know, who the hell's filming this guy, this is just a monopod. This particular model is an X shot. I really like this. You have to keep it lubricated though with like machine oil, or else it ends up really getting hard to pull in and out. But this is great. I usually keep this in the sternum strap, and the camera rests over top of the sternum strap on my backpack. This is great. I really like it. A little bit heavy, but it really, really does the job. If you have any recommendations on something lighter, please let me know. When I want to set up a tripod, I use this thing called an UltraPod. Basically, you can just put it here and attach your camera to the top. It also has a piece of Velcro on it, which you can then wrap around a tree, and you can put your camera on that way. Or a hiking pole. You can stick your hiking pole in the ground. I really like this. This weighs like practically nothing. It's all plastic with a couple metal rivets, and it's been doing a great job. And again, you can find all this stuff that I'm talking about on Amazon.com, which I buy too much crap on there, but I love the site. It really is cool. One thing I forgot to mention, and I think this will be beneficial to a lot of people having humidity problems. If you ever order electronics, you'll notice that there's that bag, that white bag that it says don't eat, and you're supposed to throw it out. It's called desiccant. And what that does, it soaks up humidity basically. So I usually throw, not this size bag, but I'll throw a little bag in each one of the Ziplocs and kind of just let that do the job of absorbing the water, the humidity, and you know, taking the humidity out of my electronics is a big deal out there because, you know, it's raining, it's humid, it's 90 degrees sometimes when I go hiking. I go hiking in all kinds of weather. And then last but not least, I have just a little microfiber cloth. I don't even know where I got this. I think it came with the Vivitar chargers or something. I have no idea. But I just keep this to wipe off the LCD screen and the lens if it gets fogged up. And this works great. It weighs nothing. I just leave it in the bag and kind of forget about it. So guys, that's the camera equipment that I bring. I like this system. The only thing I'm going to upgrade in the near future is I'd like to get a rugged camera that does time-lapse. The Nikon AW130, which is the replacement model for my AW110, is out, but it's really overpriced, really expensive. I think it comes in at like $280, $300, and I'm just not willing to spend that money right now, you know, especially since I've had no issues with the camera. But I would like to get some kind of time-lapse camera. Now, you may be asking yourself, why don't you use a GoPro? They do time-lapse, they do 4K video, they do 60 frames per second and 1080p. The problem with the GoPro cameras that I've had, and I've actually had a GoPro Hero 4 Black Edition or Hero 3 Black, and that was going to be my main camera for everything when I first started this channel. The reason why I don't necessarily like GoPros for hiking is because if I'm using it in the rain, it comes with that clear waterproof case, and you really have a hard time hearing audio on that thing. The microphone just can't pick it up. Now I know there's accessories that you can buy to plug in a microphone and then run it up your shirt and clip onto your collar, but I don't want to hike with a wire. I can't imagine having a backpack on and having to deal with that thing just running through my shirt. I know there's probably other options out there, but all those options from what I've seen will make the camera not waterproof. And when I say waterproof, I want this camera to be submerged in water and I don't want to have to worry about it. And that's what the Nikon AW110 does for me. So I hope that helps somebody. I love watching hiking videos. I always learn something, you know, and if I don't learn something, then there's always a new place to explore through YouTube. And that's what I really enjoy doing. That's why I didn't mind making this video for someone, you know, getting them helped out, kind of seeing a view that not many YouTubers actually show. Now I know Syntax and a couple other people that I watch have done camera videos, but you know, everybody has their own setup, and this setup is just what works for me. So guys, with that, hope that helps somebody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next trip.